Hi there, I've been trying some birch tapping to get the sap to make some syrup, a bit like maple syrup, sort of British version. I've just come to collect the taps that I set 24 hours ago and I'm going to see how I'm doing. I've got a couple of trees here that I've tapped. I'm not tapping every tree, there's only about 5 that I've set. Come and have a look. So there's 2 here. This one's actually nearly full, it's brilliant. That's nearly, is that 1.5 litres? Maybe it's 1.5 litres, that one. There's another little bottle here that's completely full, so I've probably missed out on some there, never mind. So it's just a really simple setup, 10mm hole, done with a drill, slightly up into the tree that way, and then you do it also in the lid with the same thing, and the tube fits in smooth, like snugly. You also need to make a little air hole to let the pressure out, otherwise it won't go in. Wow, I'm really pleased with them, that's great. Then I've just got a sort of a storage container here that I can put it into and take it back. I'll leave these, I'll reset them again for tonight and then collect the same amount again in 24 hours, and then I'll leave these trees alone. Cool, so that's, this one's, oh, brilliant. Oh, it's going to be hard to do this one-handed. Do it without spilling it everywhere. Maybe. Yay, look at that. So that's brilliant. It's actually quite like coconut water if you've ever had that. It's not sweet or anything at this point to my palate. It's just really watery and clear, and it's when you reduce it down like 100 times is when you get a good syrup. And to me it was surprisingly like maple syrup, so instead of buying it from Canada or whatever, you can make your own version. I'll go and see how my other ones are doing. Okay, here's my 3rd one. That's actually dripping out of the neck of the bottle because it's so full. Oh no, so it looks like I left it a bit long. It did rain yesterday a lot though, so I'm wondering whether the trees have just soaked up like... Oh, well those guys just shut up. Yeah, I wonder if it's soaked up a lot more. Okay, so that one's another full one. Good stuff. It just might be a little bit more watery. I mean, it's looking pretty clear, so it's not as yellowy as it can be sometimes. So I don't know if it's quantity or quality going on here, but still, that's a lot to reduce down and make some syrup. So, right, on to the next one. And here we are at the next one. That's also full. Wow. Yeah, maybe I need to come back a bit sooner. Brilliant. So actually I've got like, looks like I might get about 10 litres if I'm lucky, which is brilliant, because that might give me sort of a good 100ml of a really, really sorted syrup, I think. Oh, that's awesome. Right, let's see what the next one's like. And finally we have this one, which is also just about full, so... Oh, got a little bit I drilled out still in there, whoops. Well, I always strain it into the pan anyway when I'm going to reduce the syrup down. So there we have it. So we're just going to put this in if you've got like a preserving pan, or I've got smallish quantities, so I'm going to just use a heavy bottomed steel pan. So it's just a saucepan, obviously leave the lid off. And you can boil it quite vigorously to start with, because it's just mainly water, and just get all the steam out. Be aware that your house is going to fill with steam, so if you like steam cleaning your kitchen, then this is the time to do it. You can also do it outside if not, and that can actually help with the amount of water in the house. Actually, I have a dehumidifier, so maybe I'll use that to reduce the amount of water in my house after doing this. I'm not going to take a lot of syrup this year, just because this is only a small area and I'm doing this quite late in the season, but it's something I might look at for next year, and make other things. You can make birch sap wine, you can make vinegar, you can make a balsamic vinegar. There's all sorts of other things online people make, but I just really wanted some syrup, and I'm not going to get through a huge amount in one year, so, but because it reduces, you need so much of it to reduce down, it does actually, you know, it makes it quite precious. I'm actually appreciating maple syrup a lot more, the amount of energy it takes to reduce it down. You could do it on an open fire outside, sort of. You could do it a lot more organically than using the gas I'm using to do this, but it's only a very small amount, so I can't really have a fire in my garden where I live, but people often do it outside on a fire of some kind to save energy, but then they just do the syrupy bit on a hob with a lot more control than a naked flame. So, oh no, is it starting to rain? British weather. It's Easter Saturday, so it's currently the 4th of April, and the trees still seem to be, up here anyway in Leeds, they seem to be producing a lot of sap still. I think down south it's already slowing, I'm hearing from other people. But you can start doing it as early as February. As soon as the sap starts rising, you just have to drill the smallest hole in a tree and it will start giving you its sap. I'm only going to take a couple of litres from each of these trees. I'm not going to sap them for ages and ages and ages, and then we'll just let them heal up after that on their own. There's plenty of stuff online to learn how to do this stuff and to read all the different methods and opinions on it. Motocross people. So there we go. Happy Easter and happy foraging. I'll see you soon.